to fight Sean O'Malley. Every reason adds another color to the rainbow. Creativity. Sean O'Malley, the sugar-coated striker with a perm, a Twitch stream, and an impressive highlight reel. I knew he was creative when I saw his hairstyle, but then he proved it inside the octagon. Counters, spin kicks, step-ins, check hooks. I thought he was straight out of an anime intro. Feints, fakes, twitchy jabs. He had 50 different brushes depending on what he felt like painting on the UFC canvas. Sean is a performer. He wants those flashy moments. Let me take you back to UFC 260. Sean O'Malley versus Thomas Almeida. Almeida was 5'7" and weighed 135 pounds. He had 22 wins, 17 finishes, and 4 losses. Almeida had been in tough battles. He was a durable striker who loved brawling. The guy was good, but he was no Picasso. Sometimes you're not the main character, so you have to accept that. This was an exhibition of O'Malley's creativity inside the cage. He came in loose, mixing spins, knees, and counters like he was trying out animations in a new build. He set the pace with variety and never threw the same thing twice. The rhythm kept changing, so Almeida couldn't read it. Eventually, Sean landed a clean landed on the canvas. Sean thought it was done and started walking away, not realizing the ref hadn't stopped it. He slowly walked over to Almeida and finished him with a right hand, Mortal Kombat style. You can't train for O'Malley. You guess, react, and eventually go night-night. Part of the reason why is the rainbow range. Sean's arms and legs are longer than most people's marriages, including yours if you still haven't subscribed. It doesn't matter if they're question marks, front or spinning kicks. He throws them like he's testing what each button does. At 5'11" with a 72-inch reach, O'Malley's like a weird mix of John Jones with Snoop Dogg. He fights long, kicks snappy, and makes you pay for entering his airspace like you forgot your passport. Let me take you back to UFC 264. Sean O'Malley versus Chris Moutino. Moutino was 5'7" and weighed 135 pounds. He had 9 wins, 5 finishes, and 4 losses. Moutino stepped in on short notice to make his debut. He was aggressive and known for his toughness, and he definitely showed toughness that night. But we're not going to glance over the fact that this looked like a Skittles commercial. O'Malley had his usual rainbow flair, but Moutino came in with neon green hair. It was the most colorful bout in UFC history. And no, I'm not talking about the Alphabet Police. But they even started painting the octagon canvas red at one point. O'Malley used the full extent of his 5'11" frame and 4-inch reach advantage to pick Moutino apart. Sean's like McGregor with stilts. Jabs, straights, kicks, everything came from the outside. And when Moutino tried to apply pressure, Sean touched him and slid away. O'Malley landed a record-setting 230 significant strikes. Moutino kept walking forward, but he couldn't close the distance. Omalley kept him at range for 3 rounds. He circled out and picked him apart from the outside until Herb Dean stopped it at the near end of the 3rd. Not because Sean finished him, but because someone had to protect Moutino from himself. Sometimes you need someone to tell you the truth.
That's why you don't masturbate for November.
Yeah.
It's a shame Nina Drama's boyfriend doesn't have an Herb Dean in his life, but that's neither here nor there. Footwork and movement. As a fight fan, when you think of footwork and movement, you think Muhammad Ali. So let's name our guy Sean Ali, because his reflexes are abnormal. When you feint, Sean Ali's already slipping. When you overextend, he steps back and counters before your brain hits send. Trying to land on him is like playing Warzone with 200 ping. O'Malley and his coach constantly watch tape to break down patterns. That's how he finds holes in his opponents. He also adjusts mid-fight. He reads, tells, and exploits tendencies like he's mentally building a spreadsheet. His movement breaks your rhythm. You can't read the setup because his stance is so loose it's like he's dancing. Let me take you back to UFC 269. Sean O'Malley versus Raulian Piva. Piva was 5'8" and weighed 135 pounds. He had 21 wins, 12 finishes, and 3 losses. Piva had a tough chin, solid grappling, and relentless pace. He was on a 3-bout win streak. He had power, walked guys down, and made them brawl. But O'Malley never let him get started. He had a 6-inch height and 5-inch reach advantage over Piva, and he weaponized it. Sean managed the distance with sharp jabs, inside kicks, and check hooks that stopped Piva in his tracks. Every time Piva tried to strike, O'Malley slid back and made him pay. But the difference maker was his footwork and movement. He floated around, bouncing and changing angles. He used lateral movement to constantly reset the center line. Piva kept trying to plant and fire, but by the time he loaded up, Sean was gone and tagged him on the exit. Every movement set up the next shot. When Piva overcommitted, Rainbow Man finished it. A right hand cracked him, then an uppercut, and a barrage of strikes ended. That's why O'Malley's footwork is so important. Our next topic builds on this too. Rhythm control. Sean has good rhythm control, but when it comes to his relationship, he doesn't like to be controlled. His girl can't be with anyone else, but the champ can do whatever he wants. No judgment. I'm actually kind of envious. If I tried to pull that off with my girl, I don't think it'd go so well. But I digress. O'Malley's rhythm control is absurd. The man dictates the pace throughout the whole bout, regardless of who's across him. Let me take you back to UFC 299. Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Cheto Vera 2. Cheto was 5'8" and weighed 135 pounds. He had 21 wins, 18 finishes, and 8 losses. One of the most durable, dangerous slow starters in the division. But here's the thing, Cheto had already beaten O'Malley. It was the only loss in his career, and it left a sour taste in his sugar-filled mouth. This was a revenge bout, an opportunity for O'Malley to avenge a painful loss that he had to deal with for 4 years. From the first minute, O'Malley established a beat, and Cheto never caught up with him. Sean threw at his pace, on his terms, and never gave Cheto a clean read. Jabs, kicks, angle changes, everything flowed together. Cheto usually breaks guys down as the fight continues. That night, he was stuck in round 1 mode for 5 rounds. He couldn't get off. He couldn't jab Sean without eating one back. Every time he stepped in, he got clipped. Every time he paused, O'Malley filled the space. It was a masterclass in rhythm control. O'Malley was that one friend of yours who finds a new song he likes and puts it on loop for 25 minutes. You can't build momentum if the opponent never lets you breathe. By the end, Cheto knew it was over. When Sean sets the tempo, you don't get to dance. You only get to watch. He wasn't as controlling in this next topic though, but he did remain calm under pressure. Sean doesn't get nervous. He fights the same way he streams Warzone. Cool, calm, and collected. Maybe the reason why he's so chill is his appreciation for plants and the "don't panic, it's organic" movement. He's like a colorful peacock who just enrolled in your jiu-jitsu class. Walks in like a diva, fights like a champ, and leaves like he's late to Coachella. But the scariest thing about him is he believes everything he says. And more often than not, he's right. For example, O'Malley told Petr Yan he'd be the best striker he's ever faced. And he outstruck him. Let me take you back to UFC 280. Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan. Yan was 5'7" and weighed 135 pounds. He had 16 wins, 8 finishes, and 3 losses. He beat Aldo and Sandhagen with his boxing, relentless pressure, and takedowns. The former champion was the #1 bantamweight, the division's most dangerous athlete. With 52% striking accuracy and brutal pace, especially in the final rounds, Yan dragged opponents into the mud with no mercy. Get it? Because that's his nickname? Anyway, O'Malley was the underdog. He dived headfirst into Russian waters and everyone thought he would be humbled. But Sean proved he had something. Composure. Even if you disagree with the scorecards, Sugar remained calm under pressure. He ate punches, and Yan took him down more than once. Sean was pushed to the fence and forced to fight like never before, but never folded. He stayed composed, landed knees and counters, and won crucial moments in a close decision. People thought the solution was simple. Let's wrestle. But Sean popped back up from takedowns and stuffed others with balance. And when Yan took him down, O'Malley had to deal with the annoying ground and pound that kept popping up like the DMs you purposefully haven't opened yet. Stop ignoring your friend's invites, John. O'Malley adjusted and fired back in big spots. It wasn't dominant, but he wouldn't fold, even against world-class competition. And all of this skepticism about his takedown defense was because people thought he only relied on his most dangerous weapon, the aimbot. O'Malley's that chill kid in class that doesn't get into trouble, but knows he can shut your lights off in 1 second. That's the worst part about fighting him. Doesn't need volume. Just one good read to land one clean shot. He has a 61.5% significant striking accuracy. You can win most exchanges and still wake up on the canvas. His left hand has ruined more careers than USADA. Let me take you back to UFC 292. Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling. Aljo was 5'7" and weighed 135 pounds. He had 23 wins, 11 finishes, and 3 losses. He was on a 9-bout win streak, including 3 title defenses, the most in the division's history. A jiu-jitsu black belt with funky chain grappling style, wrestling pressure, body locks, and excellent back takes. Aljo had beaten Yan twice, Dillashaw and Cejudo. Like him or not, the man was chasing GOAT status. This was O'Malley's first title shot. The press conference had energy. The champ looked tense, while O'Malley showed off his pink sunglasses. John had been sharpening his weapons for a year, waiting in the shadows like a Fortnite kid in bush mode. During the first round, Aljo pressured him, trying to close the distance and find the clinch. O'Malley stayed composed, feinting and reading the champ. It was all feel out. Then came the second. Aljo comes forward and overcommits. Omalley steps back, counters with a perfect right hand, and after a few hammer shots, the game was over. What makes him so hard to beat is his God-given aimbot. Now watch this next video and don't forget to join our Discord.